To answer your first question, look, New Zealand's a beautiful country. I'm certainly very blessed to live here, and to be able to share this with the world is something that I'm really excited about, to show some of the beautiful sights, but also the fantastic cricket grounds as well. So looking forward to getting around the country. And then to your second point, yeah, look, absolutely, it's a huge confidence builder for us. We played some excellent cricket, and the thing that was most pleasing for me in the group was the consistency with which we played. I think to score 250 regularly is something that we've demanded from this group for the last couple of years, and to be able to do that against a world-class side in India. And as you said, a couple of big chases as well, which will hold us in really good stead moving forward in this tournament now. Look, it was devastating. There was actually quite a few tears in the change room after the game. I think you probably saw on the footage as Lauren was leaving the ground that she knew that she'd done some serious damage. And she's a pretty tough cookie, so we knew that it was pretty serious. And I think for us, it probably showed how much this group cares about one another, that we really wrapped around her tightly, and I guess acknowledged the importance that she has to this group. She's been playing beautifully. I think we saw in the third one day against India her match-winning knock at the end there, and she was really starting to come into her own. So to lose here is really tough for the side, but we also know that that happens in cricket, and unfortunately, it means that her tournament's over. But I guess on the flip side for us, we welcome Georgia Plimmer into the group, a player that I'm really excited about and has a huge future ahead of her from Tawa, which is very close to my heart. But she's a real dynamite in the field, and I think for her, she's just got no fear, and I think that's potentially what gave her the crack against maybe some other more experienced players, is she doesn't have the baggage, she doesn't have any fears about coming into a world event, and so if she gets the opportunity, I know that she's just going to go out there and do what she knows that she can do. Yeah, kia ora, Andrew. It's a really good question. It's actually something we have spoken about as a group, and the key thing that we've focused on is making sure we're playing good cricket, and that will help us leave a legacy. I think when we get too caught up in, potentially the outside distractions that come with trying to leave a legacy, I think we can probably get drawn away from what we're here to do. We know if we play a really exciting brand of cricket that we can get the whole country behind, that's going to leave a legacy. We don't need to worry about that, and I think that's something that the Black Caps did particularly well in 2015. I mean, they really did have the whole country behind them, and we're hoping we can do something similar with, I guess, igniting that passion that so many Kiwis have for their sport, and hopefully they can get in behind us as well.
And just a quick follow-up, do you have any personal memories of the 2000 win on home soil?
I do. It's going back a little bit now. I certainly do remember. That was probably one of the first games I watched of women's cricket on TV, and I mean, it's not a bad one to watch. So, yeah, look, I think there's so many memories. I think there's a number of us players that were inspired by those players who played in that tournament, and it's pretty incredible to think now here we are, some 20-odd years later, hosting our own World Cup tournament and the opportunity to hopefully replicate what they did back in 2000.
Thanks, Sophie. Go well.
Cheers.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll head across to Priya.
Again, it's another really good question. I think for us it's given us confidence, but we know that at the World Cup everyone starts on zero, and it's a clean slate. So we know that we have to be ready to go against every single team. You only play each other once. It's not like a bilateral series where we're able to play India 6 times in a short space of time when you can learn and grow for each game. Here it's one-off games, and we need to make sure that we're ready and prepared. So the group really does know that, and obviously starts for us with these warm-up games that we've got the next couple of days, and then the tournament opener against West Indies.
Also, how do you as captain and coach Bob plan to manage Leah Tahu's workload?
Yeah, look, I think that's probably more for our physio and strength and conditioning coach that manage, and it's not just Leah, it's all the players. We've obviously been on, really incredible, I guess, strength and conditioning programs for a number of years now. Scott Wren, our trainer, does a wonderful job making sure that we're primed and ready for these pinnacle events. So it's going to be really important, not just for Leah, but all our bowlers and players that have high workloads, to make sure that we manage them through a tournament which is pretty jam-packed, especially when you add in the travel as well. So look, we know that the players have done a truckload of work over the last 12 months to make sure that they're ready and firing for this tournament. Yeah, kia ora. We're really lucky. I see the positives of it. We've obviously got 3 captains who have led the team before in New Zealand. So to have Susie and Amy, I guess, right alongside me, it certainly provides a unique opportunity, and we work really closely together. I guess I'm just the lucky one that gets the captain by my name, but I know either one of them could easily lead this team, and we certainly take a lot of pride in making sure that we're as prepared as possible, and we're using our collective knowledge being captains and that leadership role. So I'm extremely fortunate to have, I guess, two of my good mates as well alongside me. I think it's going to be a real advantage as I go through this tournament to be able to lean on them and the other players as well within the group. I think for us, we've acknowledged it, we've spoken a lot about it. We were really fortunate we spent a bit of time together before we came into camp for the India series, where we were able to talk about these expectations that might be placed upon us. We spoke about outside noises or outside distractions, and that's exactly what they are. They're outside, they're not inside this group, inside our bubble, and that's what we need to keep focusing on, is we know that people are going to talk, that there's going to be a level of expectation, some pressure put on us, that we're hosting, that previous winners of the tournament have been the host countries. Again, for us, it goes back to the simple thing of our processes and making sure that we're doing the same things that we've been doing for the last couple of months, especially as we've done against India, and making sure we're taking that forward into this tournament now. Absolutely, there's a bit more hype around it being a World Cup, but for us, at the end of the day, it's another game of cricket.